Welcome back to the Ingredients for Success podcast. I'm your host, Jackie Rizzo, and today I have the privilege of talking with Brian Wommack. Brian is the Senior Vice President of Communications at the Council for Responsible Nutrition, also known as CRN, and he's the Executive Director of the CRN Foundation. He has more than 25 years of experience helping organizations and brands seize opportunities at the intersection of communications, public policy, and law. He draws on a long tenure as a communications consultant, time as a lobbyist, and congressional staffer, as well as a lawyer. Brian, welcome so much to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Jackie. It's nice to be here.
Brian, so for our audience who may not know what CRN is, can you tell us a little bit about the organization and how that you all help our industry?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So we're the Council for Responsible Nutrition, or CRN, as folks like to call us. Our mission really is to create the best possible climate for dietary supplements and functional food. And so that includes everything from the regulatory climate, the legislative climate, the communications climate, the legal climate. We've got professionals in all of those different disciplines, and we are forever working to try to improve the situation for our member companies. So that's sort of it in a nutshell. And I think we'll probably delve into some of those areas along the way, but that's probably the most succinct version of it I can give you.
Yes. I know that here at Stratum, we really appreciate CRN and all that you all have to offer through your surveys, your educational opportunities, and just being available as a CRN member. And our president is also on the board. We're just really grateful for CRN.
Right back at you. I mean, it's a fantastic partnership that we have with our members. Stratum in particular, having Micah Osborne, your CEO, being on the board. And spearheading a really important task force for us. We're only as strong as our members ultimately. They're the ones who guide our work and fund our work. So we're nothing without the members. So we really appreciate your membership and your partnership.
Thank you. Looking back over the past year from 2021 to today, or even going back a little further, what is your view of the current state of our industry?
Well, it's complicated. I mean, I would say, sort of in a word, it's strong, because I think we were really validated over the pandemic times. We realized that people really count on us as an element of their self-care and their healthcare regime. We've seen sales going up. We've seen the percentage of Americans that use dietary supplements go up. It's currently at an all-time high. We've found 80% of Americans use dietary supplements, which is just a huge number. 80% is the high water mark. So it's a strong industry, but we're not without our challenges. I mean, you only have to look around a little bit to see there's still some supply chain challenges out there. Inflation is definitely a concern, and may erode purchasing power for some of our customers. There are some regulatory questions out there as to how things are going to be sorted out. So it's not perfect. There's always some things that we can be working on, but I would say in a word, it's strong right now.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely agree with you. I appreciated the recent 2021 survey that came out. And as you mentioned, 80% of Americans are saying that they're using dietary supplements, which leads me into my next question. We had Gretchen Powers, who is the Senior Director of Marketing and Member Experience at CRN. We had her on the show last year, and she talked a little bit about the launch of Vitamin D in Me. And I was wondering if you could give us an update on how that's going and how you all are using this information and presenting it to the consumers.
Sure, I'd be happy to. And in fact, delighted to share an update on that program. So in a nutshell, for those who may have missed your conversation with Gretchen, Vitamin D in Me is essentially an educational effort to make sure that the world, whether that's consumers or opinion elites or others, know about the significant study data that has come out connecting more positive outcomes in COVID-19 with higher levels of vitamin D in the bloodstream. There are a number of meta-analyses that have come out lately making that connection. And we thought that people really needed to know about them. So we created a website called vitamindandme.com. You can check it out. And we digest the studies there. We talk to experts about what the studies say, what the studies mean, and we collect media clips there. So at this point, we're closing in on about 6 million impressions on that website. So it's pretty robust. We've driven a lot of people there, but there's still a lot of people who don't know about the contact or about the connection. So we continue to advocate. In fact, we've got a funders meeting coming up very soon where we'll plot out the course for the next year of the program. But it's going to keep going at least for another year.
Brian, another great task that you are spearheading is the Access Task Force. Can you share more about this task and what the industry is doing for those in certain communities?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So this is an effort to make good on a promise in our strategic plan. Last year, we do strategic planning in 3-year increments. And in our last plan, it was mentioned that we would extend our efforts to trying to reach those who don't have the sort of nutritional benefits that a lot of us take for granted. And so we've been rallying the industry. We're at an early stage of it so far, but what we expect it to look like is that companies will have an opportunity to either donate food or products to food banks or partner with food banks by working with them in person, going in and volunteering, or making cash donation to food banks or other local types of charities that reach people who need these kind of services. So it's really exciting. It's a chance for the industry really to band together and do something really good. And we are all really excited about it getting off the ground.
Yes, I know that in speaking with our CEO, Micah Osborne, I know that he's been really excited about this task force as well, and he is very appreciative of you and all that you've done. In closing, can you tell us, and especially those listeners who aren't familiar with CRN, what are the benefits to being a member of CRN?
Well, I think we hit on some of them right at the outset. It's all of those things that help the industry move forward, all of those things that create a climate for good sales. But I would say to an individual member, it really is membership in CRN is what you need it to be. We're there for our members, whether that's help with a regulatory issue that you've sort of been stymied by, or a science question, or something in the legal field, communications field. We've got experts in all of these fields, and we sort of act as an extension of your staff for questions that you may have. And for those longer term, more intractable problems that would be hard for one company to solve, we're out there trying to find lasting solutions, whether that's in new law, new regulatory regime to be put in place, fighting class actions that are coming after the industry, or swatting down a bad legal precedent by filing amicus briefs. So it's a little of everything, and it sort of depends on what you need. But we think there's something there really for everyone in the dietary supplement industry, and we need our members. As I said at the outset, we are a membership organization, and we're only as strong as our members. So it's the power of the collective over the power of the one.
Thank you. Anything big that CRN has on the horizon?
Well, there's always big stuff coming. I mean, I would say the Access Task Force is one of the things I'm most excited about this year that is yet to come. I think we're all excited to have a confirmed commissioner finally, because a lot of the regulatory issues that have been out there for some time, the status of NAC, the status of CBD, we knew we weren't going to get to any resolution with interim commissioners. So we're hopeful that having a chance to work with a permanent confirmed commissioner will help us to move some of those issues forward. But it's a lot to look forward to. It's an exciting time to be in the industry, and we're just delighted to be able to partner with members like Stratum.
Thank you. We are very, very excited about 2022 and all that it has to bring, and we're grateful for you and CRN, all that you all do for us personally with Stratum and also for the industry. Brian, thank you so much. Mm-hmm.
It's really our pleasure, and it was my pleasure to get a chance to be with you today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, Jackie. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye.